Welcome back to a lecture series on remote sensing. So, in this lecture, what we are going to discuss about the drone and its application. So, how you are going, because the recent technology has been effectively used for various applications, especially where inaccessible area or where you want to do intensive field studies in a shorter speed of a span of time by using this satellite technology. So, this is the drone images. Let us see. Drone, if you want to say that it is unmanned aerial vehicle, UAV. This is also called as UAV, is an unmanned aerial vehicle. You keep your camera in the unmanned aerial vehicle to take photographs. Or you can also say pilotless airplane controlled by radio signals. You are now controlling by using your remote. So it is pilotless airplane controlled radio signals. Drone, it is abbreviation expansion dynamic remotely operated navigation system. Dynamic remotely operated navigation equipment is called as drone. Its flight is either controlled autonomously or by computers or by remote control of the pilot on the ground. When you search the history of unmanned aerial vehicle, a powered UAV trial was done by a scientist Laws in 1916, almost almost nearly a year decade, as aerial target. After World War One, including the first scale of RPV developed by film star and model airplane enthusiastic Reginald Denny in 1935. So it's almost 10-20 years after. The birth of US UAV started in the year 1959 when US Air Force officers concerned about losing pilots over Russell territory. US Navy initiated its highly classified UAV into their combat mission of Vietnam War in 2nd and 4th of August 1964. The different uses are countering terrorism activity, commercial aerial survey, highly helpful in oil, gas and mineral exploration region, highly useful for transport studies, scientific research, armed attack and in search and rescue operations. What are the different advantages of UAV? Does not need a qualified crew on board. It reduces the exposure risk of the aircraft because manpower is not employed. Accessible over inaccessible, this is the main advantages. Perform visual and thermal imaging. Measure cell phone, radio or UV coverage over any terrain. Programmed to complete the mission autonomously even when contact with GCS is lost. What are the disadvantage? It is immoral. Civilian casualties. Normally we need permission for this. Injures many people in foreign countries. Can be hacked by the others. Too small for transportation of material. Low resistance to different weathers. Comparatively, the other advantages are cheap and cost effective, high spatial resolution, higher accuracy, easy to deploy, no hindrance from cloud, a greater tool for surveillance. You cannot refill refuel in flight, you cannot keep. In contact is lost with the ground station, the vehicle may be lost. Limited capabilities and coverage, but nowadays it's very cheaper. All these things, many of the disadvantages are reduced. Care required to use populated areas, yes, very important. Chances of misuse also will be there due to the easy operation. Types of drones and their uses, it is multi-rotor and fixed wing. Multi-rotor, what is multi-rotor? Flying height up to 500 meters from ground. Flying time is half an hour. Coverage is about 0.4 to 0.8 square kilometer per flight. And range it takes for about 5 kilometer in range. What is fixed wing? Flying height up to 1000 meter, almost 1 kilometer from ground. Flying time also increased 1 hour. Coverage also increased 10 times, 10 to 40 square kilometer area. Wingspan also 1 to 2 meter, and range for about 30 to 60 kilometer. And fixed wing or multi-rotor drones, this is called fixed wing and multi-rotor drones are taking images. You look at this is how it takes on all corners and then passing, moving from here to here and takes the other scene. Choice of surveying professionals, normally we used to take this stability of in high winds because of its ability. Flight time also, normally it is required 32 minutes. Many can stay airborne over an hour or a single battery. Relatively expensive little bit. Horizontal landing and need sufficient space. Need experienced operator to operate this. Long flights and high coverage suitable for larger area mapping. Often need permission to fly. That's very important. And surveying with multi-rotor, and you see this is multi-rotor, easy to use and automation. Maneuverability and versatility is the best one. Interchangeable payloads to meet your demand. Simple and portable. Short flight duration and low coverage. Very cheap, vertical and easy landing. And compile with aviation and regulation. You have to go with the aviation regulation after getting the permission. Data acquisition platforms. UAV based remote sensing, height 3 kilometers up to coverage 1 to 100 kilometer. Aerial remote sensing, which normally we go up to 30 kilometer, coverage 10 to 100 square kilometers. Satellite and the height, it is know that 900 kilometer from the ground and the coverage is very long, and then the entire world is being scanned by the satellite. Data acquisition platform, pros and cons. Satellite, it is extensive coverage, wide spectral capability is there. It is expensive data, relatively low resolution. Data acquisition is also, you will get weekly or bi-monthly. Aircraft, large single flight coverage, it is a high resolution, wide spectral capability, very expensive. Image timing control by provider, operating susceptible to weathering. Drone image acquisition on demand, normally we never do continuously, but whenever it is required. Very high resolution, 1 centimeter per pixel, unaffected by cloud cover, cost effective and safe. Relatively smaller coverage, drone regulations can restrict the usage, but we have to get the permission. Operation susceptible to weather. Surveying, excellent positional accuracy, very high resolution. Slow, tedious and labor intensive, normally this is the old technology, people are afraid of using surveying. Difficult to record tops and futures. You cannot take photograph for the real system to understand about the ground surface. Some sites inaccessible on foot to measure all the things. What are the different cameras and sensors used in drones? RGB cameras, images what we see for shooting and monitoring, like this Canon or like this camera, built-in camera. Or we also use LIDAR, light detection and ranging, provide a high definition 3-dimensional information about the surrounding environment. And we also use the sensors like thermal sensors, FLIR DUO. It is capable of measuring temperature from minus 40 to 160 degrees centigrade with a resolution of down to 1 degree, 1.1 C. And multispectral, you can use multispectral sensor camera for taking the images on the surface of the earth. What is the applications? Applications are unlimited. Agriculture, you can, forest, urban development, healthcare, mining, disaster, homeland and traffic, wherever the space, wherever the area comes, wherever the surface comes, you can use this drones application, because I don't want to, give the classification of the sub units. This is not the limit. There are many applications are there in this for your application, for assessing this. With this, the application of drone is coming to an end. Thank you.